salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, I am so excited. We have Emma, who is an extension specialist. Emma and I are teaching a class in September, and we are going to be covering all of the methods you really need to know to become an extension specialist inside of your salon. I am so excited to teach this class because extensions have not only changed my business, my stylist lives, and my clients' lives, but also when we're going to talk to Emma, she's going to share how extension services have also changed her life and her clients' lives as well. When we talk about going into this class in September, I really love extensions. And I think one of the things that definitely sets my class apart from other companies is that I actually run a successful extension salon. So we really dive into all of the business aspects that you need to know and really go through the trials and errors that I had to experience to truly build an extension business. Emma also has a very successful extension business behind the chair. Emma is an independent stylist, so I'm excited to chat with her today so you can hear both aspects on how extensions have transformed not only me as a salon owner, but as an independent stylist. And Emma also has, really built up a beautiful mesh integration clientele. She's also done hand-tied and other methods. So she's very well-rounded and truly has a successful business as an independent stylist. Emma, do you want to take a moment to introduce yourself to our audience?
So excited to finally be able to do a podcast with you. I have been doing hair for about 6 years now, almost 6 years. And I got to take Patty's amazing extension class straight out of beauty school. So I've been doing extensions the whole time that I've been a hairstylist. And it's definitely something that has transformed, like you said, not only my own life, but my clients' life too, and my business in general. It's definitely my number one priority as a business right now.
So when we talk about extension classes, let's talk about your journey because you actually started extensions right off the bat. And I love extension services because I like to tell my stylists when we're building our book of business, an extension client is going to fill a lot of your time in comparison on trying to build your business with, let's just say, haircuts and touch-ups. But also, I think there's so much seriousness that has to go into actually doing the extension service in itself. So can you share your viewpoint on really starting extensions off immediately in your career, how that helped you build, and some of the technical things that you had to do in order to truly build up that skill to be successful behind the chair with the extension services? Wondering what it's like to work with me? Want to know what I've tried and tested in my salon and how you can create more freedom as a salon owner? I'm excited to offer an exciting way to get my coaching lessons to you in our podcast subscription. The Elevate Insider is an inside look into my coaching calls and includes exclusive content from me. These episodes contain coaching lessons and the exact steps you need to take to grow your salon. Plus, you'll receive special PDFs and supporting documents so that you can easily take action. To learn more and to become an insider, visit opulentbeautypro.com/insider or find an episode of the Elevate Insider on Apple Podcasts.
I think starting right away, it made it difficult because you, out of beauty school, want to jump right in and start everything all at once. And you're learning everything all at the same time because I feel like you just learn the basics in beauty school. So you get out of school and you want to just hit the ground running, getting clients wherever you can. And on top of learning extensions right out of beauty school and being excited about that, I really felt like I was just taking anyone and any person that wanted to sit in my chair was in my chair. And I feel like my extension clientele was really built off of coloring in the beginning and just getting my new clients to trust me and have a really good relationship with them, and then transitioning them into extensions and kind of just going from there.
And then what did you have to do technically in order to get yourself to the level where you can start building? Because you really do have to have a strong technical skill when it comes to extensions, because if you don't do them right, obviously you're not going to build that business.
So I think with extensions, I honestly have not felt confident in extensions probably until the last 6 months of my career. So I have been doing extensions for 6 years. And in the last 6 months is when I feel like my extension business as a whole has completely flourished. And it really is because of all of the hours put behind the chair in fixing and adjusting mistakes with extension clients, learning which techniques really are best for the client's head and lifestyle, and really not just taking anyone who wants to sit down in your chair just to make money. I think in the last 6 months, my extension business, hair enhancement business, hair replacement services have really exploded because I'm not taking anyone who sits down in my chair. It really is such a specific technique to like the specific person. And I think once you separate that from just wanting to make money, it really does change. I mean, like the whole perspective and people that even want to come and get the service done by you.
I tell people that all the time. Extensions are not a get rich quick service.
No.
If you are just going into the service to make money, you will not be successful. You really have to love what you're doing, because the clients are, I don't want to say they're particular, but if they need an adjustment, they need an adjustment. And sometimes when you're just starting out, you get a lot of people coming back for adjustments, and it just is what it is. I think I love the fact that you shared that you didn't feel confident up until the last 6 months, because I feel like so many people give up because they don't feel like they're good at it. But you just have to keep going, and you have to keep on working through the adjustments and the, technical areas that you need to refine to truly be successful. Another thing that I love about you is you're so good at marketing. You're so good at social media. I think so many people want to give up quickly with social media. They think that if they post 3 times that they are going to get clients, but in reality, it's a very long, consistent process. Can you talk about how you've created a successful social media marketing strategy? Because that's truly how you've gotten all of your mesh integration clients. And it took you a while to get your first client and your first model. So go into your strategy and like what your thought process is and how you stick with it and how you stay consistent.
Instagram is so not what it was 6 years ago. But when I first started Instagram, we are taught to just post everything, every transformation, everything, all the content to get people into your chair, get people to notice you. Just more recently, as in the last 6 months, I really started to focus on posting only what I want in my chair. So if you scroll back on my Instagram, my TikTok, anything, even if it was a year ago, I was still posting color. I was still posting cuts. I was posting extensions. I was posting my mesh integration or hair replacement services. And I had a good amount of new inquiries, but it wasn't until I switched to focus on one specific thing that my client inflow just kind of exploded with my hair replacement services. So right as of now, I'm only posting extensions and hair loss gas. And I think with marketing for extensions, and nowadays almost everyone does extensions now, whether it's good, bad, great, amazing. Everyone does extensions because majority of women have extensions now or are interested in them, curious about them. So I think setting yourself apart just means really honing in on that one skill, because it's such a high valued service and it can be a pricey service. Consumers want someone who knows exactly what they're doing. And I think when someone finally finds you on social media, they've already done their research. They know how much it's going to cost. They literally are just coming in to meet you and then paying for the service. So I think, especially when it comes to extensions, honing in on that one skill makes a huge difference marketing wise.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's really important is you really have to know what you're doing and you really truly have to be an expert in the
Definitely.
service and know how to position yourself, like you said, as an expert on social media. And
Mm-hmm.
people do, you're right, so much research. When people are calling the salon, they already know who they want to see. They've already scoured through our reviews. They've already looked at all of our girls' Instagrams, and they already have somebody in mind that they want to actually invest in. So, really making sure that you have that client funnel and that you really do have that niche down Instagram is so important. What is one piece of advice that you would give a stylist who is interested? Because you said everyone does extensions, but what
Yeah.
is one piece of advice that you would give to a stylist who wants to start niching down and really just focusing on extensions only?
I think it's important to take as much education as you possibly can, because there's so many different methods out there. There are, I mean, thousands of different tape-in extension methods. There's thousands of different sew-in methods. There's K-tips. There's so many different ones. I really think that if someone is really wanting to be an extension specialist, you almost have to try everything in order to know what technique works for different types of clients' heads or hair types, and then finding almost what you enjoy the most and picking one. I think that it's fun to do everything. There's something to be said about doing everything, but being able to sit down and really specialize and hone in on one specific skill for one specific hair type or type of client is really what can stand you apart from all of the others.
Yeah, I love that you said take as many classes as you can because I've taken so many classes. I probably spent about $50,000
For
on
sure.
extension education, online classes here and there, took a really big class that was like $12,000, when
Mm-hmm.
I first started doing extensions. And what ended up happening, and I know this is what you did as well, is that you take all of these classes and you try all these different methods. And then you kind of figure out like what works and what doesn't work for your clients. And you tweak it and almost make it your own with all of the knowledge that you've received. And you really kind of refine and create what works best for you and what works best for your guests, depending on their texture, their density, all of the things that they have going on. And I think that's another thing that is going to kind of set you apart because it really is in the tiny details. I know you and I have talked about, and we've kind of, come together with different technical things that we've worked on. And I'll throw something at you and be like, oh, what about this? And you're like, oh my God, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. You'll be like, what about this? Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a great idea when it came to having an extra topper on hand for the clients and different things. So the more you know, the better, and the faster you can grow and the faster you can build your clientele. Will you talk about how you've kind of tweaked and created things that have worked for you behind the chair and how you've created your own sort of method, especially with the mesh integration? Because I feel like that's something that a lot of people aren't doing and they're very curious what is so special about it and how to like really find the right education, what to really look for when it comes to that service.
I think the biggest thing with even getting into mesh integration is just having education prior to going into that, knowing different types of extension methods, even knowing like tape-ins, K-tips, sew-ins, and having knowledge prior to getting into that. If I did not have any extension background before getting into mesh, I would be literally so lost. And I think when it comes to sitting down and working with someone who has hair loss, it really isn't like one size fits all. It isn't even just, hey, we're going to go do mesh integration. It's going to be perfect. It's genuinely like a combination of different extension techniques to make one custom extension system. And without different classes and different knowledge of extensions, I feel like you can't create that perfect system for a client with hair loss. I've been doing the mesh integration / hair replacement services for about 2 years now. And I learned a technique in the beginning. I learned a technique during like the middle, and now have multiple different techniques brought into one in order to make the perfect system for a guest and their hair type.
Yeah. And that's what I'm so excited about the class that we're teaching together and the different things is we're going over everything. We're going to go over sew-ins. We're going to go over tapes. We're going to go over K-tips, how to combine those to truly create the perfect application for guests' needs and to solve the guest pain points and problems. And then, the second day is going to be mesh integration, where we're going to go over obviously like the hand tied and sew-ins that is accompanied with the actual topper application. So we're really going to dive into all things, and we're going to have a little bit of pre-training, and we're really going to go over the business side of how to be truly successful. So you're going to have two people. You're going to have a salon owner's aspect of how to build a successful extension business. And you're also going to have the aspect from an independent stylist who has built a successful business with renting and the systems and processes that go behind that. So our class that we're teaching together is really going to be very, very full of all of the information you really need to know. And all you have to do is apply the things that we actually share with you to create the business. We're going to give you the knowledge and you have to do the work in order to create the business. But really, you're going to, end up being very, very well-rounded after the 2 days spent with us. Emma, what are you most excited about when it comes to teaching the class in September?
Honestly, whenever I am doing a class, I'm at a new one, my honest biggest thing is just taking away new things that I never thought of before. Even learning from the students that come to the class and what they struggle with and things that they've kind of changed already to help their clients. I think that's always my biggest takeaway is just like those little small detail things that you would have never thought of before that can really make a big difference in your clients' lives.
I love that. I know I love learning from the students too. And I love connecting with people and just like seeing everyone's like aha moments and their excitement when they come in to actually learn. Okay. Where can people find you and how can people connect with you?
So I am on Instagram. My handle is hair by EMLK. And then I'm also on TikTok with the same handle.
Awesome. And to find more information about the class that we're teaching in September, we're teaching a hybrid extension class. You can simply click the link in our show notes and you can enroll. If you have any questions in regards to the upcoming class, please feel free to email us at hello@opulentbeautyllc.com. And we will be sure to get all the information you need to you so you can be confident in your purchase and you can go into the class knowing exactly what to expect and what you'll get from hanging out with me and Emma.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing and we will see you next week.